Hello and welcome back to Josh Delosier Investments. Today we're talking about financial freedom, and this is my honest advice for someone who wants financial freedom. First, study Economics 101. It's a great book. There's some bigger books that go in more in depth, but this is a good place to start. It's by Alfred Mill with Michelle Kagan. I give it a 9 out of 10. It's a must read. It's a crash course in economics. It goes over cryptocurrency, national debt, inflation, interest rates, unemployment, and more. I'll go ahead and get right into the video, and we'll cover some advice for anyone just trying to become financially free. First thing is savings. Savings form the foundation of your financial stability. This includes building an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Life is unpredictable. There's medical emergencies or major repairs that can happen at any time. Having savings allows you to handle these situations without going into debt or selling investments at a loss. That's a big thing. You got to hold on to your investments. An emergency fund is critical. The best way to build an emergency fund is to set aside a portion of every paycheck, automate transfers to a high yield savings account. Treat your emergency fund as untouchable except for true emergencies. Also, Josh Delosier Investments, is a big believer in putting your emergency fund in dividends so you can maximize returns. Altria Group, Main Street Capital are both excellent companies. Also, O Realty are all stocks you should consider. The result is peace of mind and the ability to make rational decisions during tough times rather than being forced into a poor financial choice. Second, insurance and security. Insurance protects you and your family from financial ruin due to unexpected events like illness, accidents, and disasters. Key types are health insurance, life insurance, home insurance, auto insurance, and liability insurance. Even with strong savings, a major event like a medical emergency or a lawsuit can wipe out your finances. Insurance shifts that risk to a company, ensuring you don't lose everything. Insurance is always about calling your losses. You got to understand where you might have big losses in the future, and just go ahead and be prepared. Assess your risk and get adequate coverage. Review policies annually and update as your life changes. Financial security and stability, allowing you to focus on growth instead of worrying about catastrophic events. Third, your investments. Investments are how you grow your wealth over time and outpace inflation. This is critical for achieving long-term financial freedom. Different options are stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, real estate, and even business ownership. Savings alone won't make you wealthy due to inflation. Investments, especially those that compound over years, are what build real wealth. We always advise at Josh Delosier Investments to have multiple revenue streams, to be well diversified. That's always pragmatic, and it's always something. It's always nice to have more than one source of income. So mixing that up with stocks, real estate, whatever works for you. Begin with a basic investment accounts. like IRAs, 401ks. Diversify your portfolio and invest consistently. Avoid high fees and emotional decisions. Also, ask about an employee match as well as an HSA. Your company may provide those, so it's very important to always ask. Your money works for you, generating passive income and building wealth that can support your lifestyle indefinitely. Your money will actually make more money than you will working. So definitely always important to have it invested correctly and being tax efficient. Steps for beginners in debt. Basically, you've got to define what financial freedom means to you. Start by looking at your ideal financial life, whether it's early retirement, living debt-free, or having flexibility to pursue passions. The clarity will guide your efforts to keep you motivated. Second, I would say assess your current financial situation. Calculate your net worth. List all assets, your cash investments, your property, and subtract liabilities, debts, loans. Always track your expenses. Use apps or spreadsheets to see where your money goes each month. Helps identify overspending and areas for improvement. Set clear financial goals. Outline specific, measurable short and long-term goals. Having everything written down and having a step-by-step plan is critical for success. Assign deadlines and break big goals into smaller milestones to track your progress. I always like to have a quota each week so I can stay on pace and on the current trajectory over 3, 6, 9 months. You can see the progress. Create a budget and stick to it. Build a monthly budget that covers all needs and prioritize savings and debt repayment. Use tools or apps to monitor spending, adjust as needed. Budgeting is essential for discipline and helps prevent overspending. Also, pay off high interest debt. Focus on eliminating credit card balances and other high interest consumer debt, which can erode wealth. Use strategies like the debt avalanche, highest interest first, or snowball, which is the smallest balance first. Personally, the avalanche method works better because when you eliminate the higher interest rates, obviously you're paying less interest. So pay your bills that have, they're over 5%. Let's say if you're paying 10% on something and 5% on something else, pay off the 10% first. And of course, always pay the credit card debt off first. Start saving and investing early. You can automate savings to ensure consistency. Set up automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts. It should come right out of your check. That'd be one way of doing that. Through your company, or you can do that. Or basically, when you get your payment, you should always pay yourself first. Every week, when you get a check, always take your check and make sure that you invest in yourself. Put it back in Nvidia or Tesla or whatever company you choose to invest in. Begin investing as soon as possible, even with small amounts, to benefit from compounding returns. Start with single options like index funds or employer retirement plans. until you get the hang of it. I would suggest sticking with companies that have moats. Generally, but if you're more conservative, some people would prefer index funds. It's really whatever your risk tolerance is. Monitor and improve your credit. Your credit is a big thing. That is your financial reputation. Check your credit report regularly and address any issues. Good credit can lower borrowing costs and open financial opportunities. Always diversify income streams. Explore side hustles, freelance work, passive income opportunities to boost earnings and financial security. After that, next, always educate yourself continuously. Spend a couple hours every week. Always schedule them out ahead of time. At least, I would do 1 hour a day at least. Would be recommended by Josh Disclosure Investments to study your investments so you can get the most out of each investment. Read books, follow reputable finance websites, and consider financial literacy courses to make informed decisions. Review and adjust regularly. Revisit your budget, goals, and investment strategy at least annually or after any major changes that happen to come up in your career. Always very important to stay on track. Taking control of your money through wise spending, saving, and investing is the key to financial freedom. By developing a clear budget that aligns with your goals, you can maximize your savings and make informed investment decisions. The compound effect is the eighth wonder of the world. So I always want that working for you. Following these steps will help you build a solid foundation for financial freedom, no matter your starting point. Next, we're going to go over avoiding pitfalls and scams, step-by-step, in-depth guide. Real quick, we'll cover a few topics. We've got recognize common types of scams: phishing, debt collection scams, lottery prize scams, romance sweetheart scams, charity scams, investment and crypto scams. You always want to be well aware of all those things, and make sure that you do your own due diligence. Protecting your principal is the most important thing. Next, protect your personal information. Never share your social security number, your bank details, or passwords with unsolicited callers, emails, or text, even if they seem legitimate. Don't click on suspicious links or open attachments from unknown sources to avoid phishing and ransomware. Verify before you act. Always confirm the identity of anyone requesting money or sensitive information. Use official contact info, not what's provided in a suspicious message. For debt collectors, request written proof and verify their legitimacy before paying. For charities, check their credentials and trusted third-party sites or their official website. Always be cautious with payments. Never wire money, send gift cards, or use cryptocurrency for payments to unknown individuals or organizations. These are preferred by scammers because they're hard to trace. Avoid making upfront payments for prizes, job offers, or investments. Scammers often pressure you to act immediately or play on your emotions. Always take your time. Legitimate organizations will not rush or threaten you. Use secure technology practices. Keep your devices updated and use antivirus software. Avoid public Wi-Fi for financial transactions and be wary of QR codes or links from unknown sources. Regularly review your financial accounts. Very important. If you suspect a scam or report it to the FTC, FBI, or your state attorney general's office. Contact your bank immediately if you believe your financial information has been compromised. Most scams and scammers have two main goals: to steal your money and your identity. You should know what to look for and how they work and what to do. Next, we're going to talk about staying motivated and consistent. Set clear, exciting goals for the future. Define exactly what financial freedom means to you: early retirement, travel, or owning a home. Making your goals specific, measurable. Always very important to have everything measured out. Set certain times that you should have, so that way you stay on track. Always track your progress. Keeping records is extremely important. Always understand your end goal, and have reminders. And every time you have you achieve a goal, go out and reward yourself with a big dinner or something. That's always very helpful and definitely recommended. Break down large goals into manageable steps. You can divide your big financial goals into smaller actionable milestones. For example, if you have a goal to save $10,000, break it down paycheck by paycheck. Celebrate each milestone to reinforce positive progress and maintain momentum. We just mentioned. If you want to go out to eat, celebrate, go right ahead. Track your progress. Build positive financial habits and systems. Automate savings and investments so you don't have to rely on willpower alone. If you're more conservative, if you're more aggressive, I always highly recommend everyone have everything detailed out as much as possible, because you'll definitely see the difference the more detail you have. Use motivation techniques. Practice positive affirmations to build confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. Use motivation techniques. You can set up a reward system for reaching milestones. Reward systems are always a big plus and helpful to just about everyone. Cultivate a supportive environment. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Join online communities and find an accountability partner to share your journey and challenges. You're a product of your environment. You can take a look at 5 people you're around most, and that's roughly, those are your personalities, and they'll determine your success over time. Learn from other success stories and stay inspired by reading books or watching videos on wealth building. Adapt and stay flexible. Life changes. Be ready to adjust your goals and strategies as needed, while keeping your long-term vision in mind. Practice gratitude and self-care. Reflect your progress and appreciate the steps you've taken, no matter how small. Balance your financial journey with self-care to avoid burnout and stay energized for the long haul. These steps will help you build the mindset and support necessary to stay motivated and consistent on your path to financial freedom. Appreciate everyone watching the video this week. Please hit the like and subscribe, and we'll have another video uploaded next week. Hope everyone has a very profitable week this week, and check out the other videos if you get a chance. Have a great weekend.